what's up? Hello guys, my name is Paige. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do the rest of the books that I read in the month of April. I have read 13 books in the month of April. We are also here to wrap up the O.W.L.s. I will go over all the challenges and all the books that have to do with every single challenge at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. Let's start going on the books. So I read the first 6 books. I hopefully will link it down below. I will figure out how to added the card symbol. I'm still kind of getting used to the whole card symbol thing at the end, or the little boom thing, or the the thing where it says thanks for watching and it shows my face and the whole YouTube stuff. I'm still trying to get used to it. Hello. All right guys, so I'm gonna be showing a lot of pictures here because the library's closed, quarantine, whatever. So the next book that I read was Home, which is the second book in the Binti's series. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I quite enjoyed it. I read it all in the middle of the darkness time, so when it was dark out I would read it. It would help me fall asleep. I would go back and figure out where I was. On Hoopla you can set a time for 20 minutes or something. One night I couldn't sleep, so I just decided to do a bunch of stuff like that. So yes, Home by Binti, or the second book, Home, second book Binti, Home, the second book Binti, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I will be continuing on with these short novellas, but I quite enjoyed them. So the next book that I read in April was Library of Souls by Cassandra Clare. As you can tell, I keep saying Cassandra Clare weird. I gave this book, Cassandra Clare, a 4 out of 5 stars. It does follow different characters, but the City of Glass, no, her first series, City of Bones, the whole trilogy. If you guys have read that one, it follows those characters. So I can't remember, Jason Clary, that story kind of ties in with this story. So it's what happened with Jason Clary with the other stuff. So I'm trying not to split. So it's with the other stuff of what was going on at the same time. So you get bits and pieces of Jason Clary, all the whole thing, Magnus and everybody else that you're just in love with. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. This was my biggest book. It was 700 and something odd pages. It finished 2 weeks or a week and something odd days. I had a bunch of time to read. Sorry about that, guys. I had to stop it filming for a hot second because I have my window open. It's nice out. It's a hot day today. And there's someone mowing. So I was we're not going to let you listen to mowing all the time when I'm trying to focus on concentrating about explaining about a book. Sorry once again for the camera change, the angles and everything. My sister called. All right, guys. So the next book that I read in the month of April was called Dead Witch Walking. This is a book from 2007. No. This book was written in 2004 and it was published in around 2004 as well. So it has a very old style of writing. As you could tell, it's a mystical world book. It's about a witch who decides to go off from hunting and using the witch people to solve her own crimes and stuff. And she teams up with a werewolf. Shenanigans goes down. It's super kind of got that old timey writing style. It's adult, very adult. Some steamy moments in there, some moments in there I was I don't need to know that, but thanks. Once again, I feel uncomfortable about it. I finished this book in 2 days. I had it on my laptop. I think it was one of my highest rated books on laptop. It does qualify for the shape-shifting one for the O.W.L.s, but we'll go like that at the end of the video. Somebody randomly just texted me and I have no idea the number, and they keep sending me text messages. We're gonna figure out who it is in a minute. Dead Witch Walking, I read a 4 out of 5 stars, and I will be continuing on with this series. Sorry about the whole camera changes and everything, guys. I've been having so I had to restart my phone, fun fact, and I had to restart my phone and I lost all my contact information, and I thought I had my twin sister's husband, his name is Jacob, on my phone, and then he just sent me a thing for Discord because we were talking about when I had FaceTime with him 5 minutes ago about him starting a Discord app for us to talk in our friend group, and I have no idea if that's him. So we're just gonna low-key not panic for a hot second and figure it out after this video. So let's keep going. The next book that I read in the month of April was the Selection book, which is the 3rd book in the Selection series, Can I Not Speak Today, which was the one. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. It is about what happens to America in the 3rd book, and when I first read this book back in 2000 something, I can't remember. I'll always insert a date if I can ever remember something. I loved it. It was like a 5 out of 5 stars. It was super cheesy, super romantic. When I reread the series, because my friend Jeanette and I have a book club together, we just read books that we either pick off together or that we just decide to read, and we've been reading the selection series. And I was like, okay, I'll reread the selection, the one. And I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars this time around. I wish that, I know this book is like 100% based on the love story. But I was just wishing that they go more into detail about what the heck the kingdom's going to. Because they have like these, I'm going to say factions, but they're not factions. These like groups of people, and they're all numbered like 1 through blah, blah, blah. And one's like the higher up kings and queens. And you got like the 6s or 7s that are like low, and they're like the poor people or like the servants or something. And everybody's like ranked and stuff of like what you do is like what you're ranking and everything. And I was just like, why? And then, like the whole thing of like Prince Maxon wants to change it all, and a little bit of spoilers, like, and everything else like that. And America is like, I love him and I love him. It's just like, can you pick somebody else you want? Like, so rereading the series, I was just like, okay, average is like a 4, maybe 3.5 stars. I do have the selection, the first book, the couple ones I've always done on audio. But this selection, the one book specific, I just wish they would go into more detail, because this is the 3rd book in the series. I believe the 4th and 5th ones are from America's Daughter's point of view, and like kind of like how the scaling system, I keep going to say faction, but like the scaling system it goes away and stuff, and like all the repercussions and stuff like that, which I have not read the other 2 books yet, or 1. I think it's her, but I'm not for sure off the top of my head. I didn't write it down. But I haven't read those in a while, and I gave them like kind of higher stars too when I read them, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I gave the selection, or the one, a 4 out of 5 stars. I will be continuing on with it. We believe we are doing that one. The next book that I read in the month of April was Song of Blood and Stone. Gonna read it. Song of Blood and Stone. I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now, if you guys watched my videos / vlogs, they were super long for the Owls readathon, or the magical readathon. Owls, O.W.L.s readathon. I love this book. Like, I started it at like 10 o'clock at night, and I couldn't sleep because it was just so good. It's about a girl who figures out that she has magical powers, and they all have magical powers in this thing. If they sing a song, they can tell people's like motions. It's like a motion type singing song, and she's got like songs built up and everything. She loves to read. She owns her own farm. Stuff happened to her parents. Her mom passed away or whatever. And then she meets this guy, and stuff happens, and this like ruling kingdom or something. And then it got good up until the point, which is kind of spoiler, it got good up until the point they went to the castle, and then it just sucked balls. I did not want to read that part after that, because it came from like, it had super good high hopes, and then it just fucking dropped. And I was just like, are you serious? So I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really like the cover that it says like the prequel cover. It's just shown here. I might have like switched up and shown you both covers at this point. Who knows with editing page. So yeah, it's just like, it got to good up until the point that they got to like the castle part, and then it just sucked. It was like awesome good, and then it was like, whew, like the writer was like, oh, I'm gonna make a really good book, and then fucking suck it. So sorry for using fuck, but yeah, I don't think I might continue on with the series. I don't know if 100% comes out on audio. I usually order all my audiobooks from the library, but right now, because of quarantine and stuff, it doesn't really say if it's on disc audio. It's like downloadable Audible. So I'm gonna have to do some more research on it if it comes to it. I believe it's like the 3rd or 2nd book in a trilogy. Is the 1st book in the trilogy. So yeah, I quite enjoyed this one. I had it on my laptop. I really liked it. I like the cover, the prequel cover. So yes. The last and final book that I read in the month of April was If Tomorrow Never Came by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Let me explain. I'm about to get heated about this book. Okay, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. If you guys have been around my channel for a long time, I take forever to give something a 5 star. My average is like a 4 out of 5 stars, a 3.5 out of 5 stars. A 5 out of 5 is hard to get. Okay, so this book takes place in a small town area. I don't remember the exact locations. And it's about a girl who's in high school and her senior, going into senior year. And the book starts out of her waking up in a hospital bed and she couldn't remember what was going on. It's super creepy because of it. And then it jumps for a week before the accident, and they give you dates and everything. And I really want the physical copy for it, write everything on audio, the physical copy for it. And it just it jumps back 6 days from there, and it leads up to the point of her accident and what the hell goes on. Now, I did make a note. This book was written when drinking and driving for high schoolers, I think it was 2007 or something, or 2017, was drinking and driving for high schoolers was a big thing. So I think that was the main focus for Jennifer Alamachara, about drinking and driving for kids and stuff, because the whole media was going on at this time. I'm not a partier when I was younger. If I take a drink of alcohol, I am never getting in a car. If I drink alcohol, you wait a certain amount of time and then you go drive, I know my limits for my own personal self. I know some people don't know their own limits, and I never put myself in a car situation because of drinking and driving. And I could probably do a whole video about alcohol and how it's not affected but affected my life. And right now I can see my phone keep going off with text messages because my brother-in-law wants to create a Discord. Back to focusing. I'm not wearing my glasses, but I just keep seeing Jacob Hatfield text messages, and I'm like, bro, leave me alone for 5 minutes. But we're here to talk about the book. So it's I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I really love the book. I will continue. Well, it's not a series, it's one. So back to the whole drinking and driving thing. So it's about a girl who wakes up and she feels like she's the only one that has survived this I almost said pandemic, but this horrible car accident, and it's the stuff that she has to deal with in the aftermath of it. And there's high school drama, high school homecoming. It's senior year homecoming and stuff like that, which was fun for me when I went there, but I'm besides the point, irrelevant. So I love this book. I love Jennifer Armentrout's writing, who wrote the book. I can never say her last name, Armentrout. Sorry. But yes, I love this book so much. I can't give it so much rating, so much pride. It just involves with drinking and driving and how it's stupid to do in high school, and how your friends in high school can influence you, and the drama that goes with an aftermath and keeping stuff in. And it's just so good. I cannot recommend it enough. It does have trigger warnings for drinking and driving and stuff. So if you're high on not drinking, then don't read it. But I feel it has a good portrayal of a message, and it makes you step back and think about what you do really affects people. So yes, I gave, once again, I probably said 5 times. How many times did I ever say I gave a book star rating? You should start taking shots and count at the end of how many times I just keep repeating myself of what I gave a star rating, because I can't remember if I gave it a star rating or not. Anyways, also you should figure out how many times I play with my hair. So yes, so those are all the 13 books that I read in the month of April. So let's talk about the O.W.L.s wrap up. So what you can tell by the O.W.L.s and some clues that I did, I'm going to go over every single one of them. I wrote them all down here. I chose culinarianist, and I only needed 5 of challenges to do it. But I did read several books that didn't count towards the challenge of it. So we'll get into that. So the first challenge for the O.W.L.s is ancient runes. I can't remember all the details for it. Links of the person who created it. By the way, thank you so much for making this readathon. It was a heck of a lot of fun. I've started to grow my channel. I've started to talk to more people, and I just really like it. So thank you for who created it. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I think it's G. Her link will probably be the first link down below of her channel, because it was so much fun. And I can't wait to see if Hufflepuff has won the challenges of the mini pages, because I had a little chance in that for Hufflepuff over here. Anywho, so let's just go back to the challenges for saying thank you. The first challenge was ancient runes, and I read 0 books that can go with that challenge. The second one was Artemithica. I'm dyslexic if you guys haven't decided, because I don't ever pronounce names. It's this challenge right here. And the book that I read for this challenge and completed was The Next Level of Thinking. I talked about this book in my first wrap up, and that will be linked somewhere. But I gave that book, I think, like a 2 out of 5. I gave Next Level of Thinking a 3 out of 5 stars, and I had a lot to talk about it in that part. Go watch that video. I just got into major details about Roman Christianity. Okay. The next one is astronomy, and I read Home for that because it was a book to read. If I can remember off the top of my head, it was a book to read when it's nighttime. I just decided out what star rating I did because, you know, I just like to talk about what star rating I give books. I have my wand, BTW. So the next one was Kara Magical Creatures, and I read 0 books to complete this prompt. I couldn't find one, and none of the books that I read, other than the 5 books that I needed to, did not qualify for any of this, so we just didn't count it. But I do want to read a book with, I think this one was a beak on the cover, but I don't remember. Just correct me. The next one was Charms, and I read 1, 2, 3, 4 books that could count towards this, and this was one of the challenges, and I believe it was read a book with white on the cover, and I read The Diabolicals, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. Next one I could have counted towards this book was The Selection, or The One, by Kirsten Class, and I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars. I talked about it in this wrap-up. The Diabolicals I talked in last wrap-up. And the other one was Song of Blood and Stone. I believe you can either count it for both of the covers, or however I want to do editing. And I did that one for both of the covers. And that book I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And the last one that could have counted for Charms was If There Was No Tomorrow, and I gave that one a 5 out of 5 stars and freaking loved it. Defense Against the Dark Arts, it says Set by the Sea. I could have read, and I don't know if I counted it. I didn't count it on Goodreads or the page count and stuff, but I could have counted it, but if I needed to, but I didn't. It was set by the coast, and I could have read that The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. I talked about that in my last wrap-up, and that one I gave a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I went into heavy detail because I remember editing it about that one. Next one on the list was Herbology. I had the debate about if it was an I and M book, and I went with the M book, and that one I needed for the challenge, and I went with a Magisterium, which I went to a heavy rant detail about sex and politics about that one too in my last video, so go check that one out. I feel like my last wrap up I was super chill, and I just kept rambling about books and how much my opinion about them was, which is great for my own personal opinion, but you guys watching it, you were like, what the fuck? Because I was rewatching it. Of course I'm gonna have to start freaking mowing. Next one was Magical Studies or Muggle Studies. I read 0 books to count towards this one. Don't remember the prompts for them. Next one was Potions, to read a book under 150 pages. And for that I read a graphic novel, which was DC Comic Girls Adventures, DC Superhero Girls. Book covers should always be over here. I give this one a 3 out of 5 stars. I usually give graphic novels a 3 out of 5 stars. Super good. Ranted about that one last one. And I needed that for my culinarianist. My hair is all wet. Come on. Next one is Transfiguration, was to read a book with shape-shifting into it. And for that I could have counted 2 books, which was Lord of Shadows, but that's Cassandra Clare book. I always like to say Cassandra Clare because I feel like I'm Irish. And the Cassandra Clare book I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Quite enjoyed that one. And the other one that could have counted towards that one, because there was some shape-shifting in there and witches as well, was Death Witch Walking. So that is my entire wrap up for the O.W.L.s Magical Readathon. Like I said before, thank you guys so much for watching. What I plan to read in April is whatever the heck I want to. I'm back at work. So yeah, I'm not going to make a separate April reading because or May. It's gonna be a May wrap-up video because I feel like this one's already too long. I'm just gonna briefly talk about what I am reading right now. What I'm reading now is Ace of Shades. I started this one in April, wasn't a big fan of it, didn't really like it, and then I was like, well, I gotta finish it, and it's starting to put me to sleep. I don't know if it's the writing style, the tone of voice or something, but that's all right. I'm also reading this book currently right here, which is my sleep book at night. I've been working on this one for like 2 months now, and we're going to kick butt and like finish it this month. Also, I am reading Saga Volume 1. I started reading this during like a whole like the magical readathon of like stay in one place and read a book at the same time. So I'm like, oh, it's a graphic novel. It's good so far. I'm like 45% of the way through, or like on page 45 out of something. I like it so far, but it's just like graphic novels and I don't get along because it's me sitting there and reading it and trying to understand it. And I'm like, ah. So yeah, but yeah, that's it. I did a lot of stuff, is what you can tell, in May or April. We're not here to talk about May. April. So I hope you guys love the reading vlogs. Sorry some of them are long. Sorry this one's long. You probably need a cup of tea. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Paige. I make videos on the fly, but mostly every single month, about a reading wrap up. If you guys follow me on any social medias, I will probably follow you back. My highest thing that I will follow you back is Instagram. So go link that down below, or my links are down below. The person who designed my beginning intro and exit outro is my twin sister, Jenna. So please go give her a like and follow, and I will talk to you guys all later. And yes, my YouTube channel is spelled wrong because I have dyslexia, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye!